There
There
you
you
go.
go. And
Weird, eh? One.
and well, where are we? Yeah. Welcome to AI, the cool stuff. This is today we're going to be talking about some cool AI stuff. We're going to be talking about Poe and then some other things if we've got time. Right. As always, we'll go around the room first to introduce our businesses. There are actually more people watch this away from the meeting than they do actually here, so that's a little bit encouraging. So we'll go around the room in the order which people are on my screen, and we'll just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you're using AI in your business. So Jane.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So Jane Chakravorty from Invicta Linux. We provide IT services for small and medium-sized businesses with a strong focus on security and reliability. So we use Linux and open source, open cloud, private cloud, and that sort of stuff. AI, yeah, it's a great adventure. Just I use it for everything. In fact, just yesterday, we do some licenses for overseas people, and English is not necessarily their first language. So I got rather a garbled message, and I couldn't really quite, it was almost there, couldn't understand it. Anyway, I used Claude, Pi, Gemini. I think that was it actually to feed this message into the AI, and they actually interpreted it and got the right answer, because I wrote back to the person on that basis, and he said, thank you, you've answered all my questions. So that was great. Hopefully, maybe it's a bit too early to say yet. I'm a complete bloomer, but anyway, so very, very useful.
Yeah, you might have insulted his mother, you never know.
Yeah.
So we go there. Right, Michael.
Right.
Yeah, hi guys. So Rectify AI.
No, Michael, not Mike. Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Which one of us? Which one of us?
Michael Eve.
Michael Eve. Go on, Michael. Go for it.
Hello, Mike. Yeah. Right. Now, if you're interested in AI, you must watch this webinar, May the 1st. He's absolutely brilliant. I've seen it. He's the head of the Internet Business School. He's been around a long time. He's a very wealthy man, and he speaks very well. And it's just all free. So I recommended it there. You may not have heard of Meetup. I hadn't heard of it before. It's an American company. They had loads and loads of free webinars. So I really recommend you have a look at that and browse around, and you will enjoy this, I can assure you. I've seen it. I learned a hell of a lot. And talking about the AI companies, apparently Claude is better than ChatGPT, David.
Yeah. It's had some quite good reviews, and in the benchmark tests it has. But like I said last week, that's now, when the others come up with their new upgrades, when ChatGPT comes up with his upgrade, I think it's due in August. Who knows? That's just people's guesses, I think, but certainly later in the year.
Let me just finish. I read an article in the Daily Telegraph recently. Said, do you remember the search engine? How many there were? Now there's only one left, Google. And they said the same thing is going to happen with AI. There will be one left. And I think, according to Chris Cardale, we mentioned, from what he said, it's going to be Google. They're going to be the leader.
Possibly. I mean, there's a few choices at the moment, but maybe they'll amalgamate. Some will take over. I know some of the smaller ones have been taken over by some of the larger ones already, so it's for sure. Okay, Mike, go for it.
Yeah, me, Mike. Okay, hello. So I've got my my Redcliffe AI hat on today. So because normally my main business, in fact, is financial planning, but I thought I'd go for Redcliffe AI today because I got into this because of financial planning. It was just I was looking at a way to improve my business or help my business run better, and this product came up. I tried it, I used it, I like it. This Redcliffe AI is based on what they do. It's the implementation, I think, is the main thing about AI. Lots of AI products out there, but it's actually putting them all together and making things work. It's what's needed. And currently, I think this company are ahead. They've got a good product. We've got, lots of information. We've got lots of avatars and things like that going now, and it's getting better all the time. So that's my area of work.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. Simon.
Morning, I'm MZ. I trade people and sell. I sort out spreadsheet problems. I design spreadsheets, and I just really, the more difficult it is, the better. I'm interested. That's Simon said. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Simon?
Of course you can.
I don't use Excel. I use LibreOffice. It's free. What do you think of it?
Yes. It's quite good, but if you want to, if you want to advance things, then you need to use Excel, and there are different versions between different. So I wrote a system for somebody in Excel, Apple, and there are differences there. So you can depends what level you're using it at.
Okay.
It's pretty good, but
we listened about the holiday pay. I'll pick up on that next week in next week's pay.
If you're oh, Jeff, I think that message wasn't meant for us.
Thanks, Simon.
Okay. Yeah, Simon, have you got one of those new microphones from the Norman Collier microphone company?
Sorry.
You have to be as old as us to get that one, but it's yeah.
You kept fading, Simon.
Oh, did I? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just breaking up slightly. It's almost like it but I don't know. Maybe it's just
yes. No, it may maybe the signal's a bit weak today.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
So, Michael, did you understand what I said?
More or less, not totally.
Well, if you're doing basic stuff or even quite advanced stuff, then the system you're using is fine. If you want to do more advanced stuff, so
Yes.
I might want to analyze a spreadsheet or something like that, then Excel is the best way to go. For everything else is a sort of cut down thing. Google Sheets is quite good in a different way. But I find when I'm using it, it's a bit, most of the time, it's a bit sort of, Excel used to be able to do this, 5 years ago, it's moved on. But Google Sheets does have some other advanced options.
Okay. All right. Yes. Well, basic is fine for me. So
that's fine. It's free. It's not the
Good. Andy, tell us about.
Hi everyone, Andy from A1 Webstats. I spend my life trying to help people understand how to get more from their websites and their marketing. And the AI side of things, I don't agree that Google are going to dominate. I can't see that happening at all. They're far too complacent to dominate this market when it comes to search engine stuff. I look at things like Perplexity. I think of them, basically licensing out their engine to other things all over the place. I can see that happening easily. You look at Gemini now, and it's just woefully weak compared to what it needs to be. Just so weak. Having said that, one of the things that's quite interesting in it, and I'm making people aware of, is if people went to it and they search for something like, I'm looking for widget companies that have got good thing, people are saying good things about them, it will automatically a lot of the time go for the ones that got the best Google reviews. Or pick up on that Google infrastructure. So there's a call to action there for people to make sure they get the Google reviews up, because that's going to dictate some things. So yeah, I'm sort of in the various different camps. But I think Google, they just can't cut it anymore. I think others will take over bit by not, but they won't take over. Google won't die, but I think things will evolve in time. And my challenge is still the same as it was before. I tried to use Designer that was suggested before, but it didn't work. I'm trying to create a brochure out of a website to say, there's a website, I want you to create me the bare bones of a brochure of it, a bit like as it, WP did, but for brochure creation. Not yet found that answer.
I'll have to have a look at that, Andy. So thanks, Andy. The Dave Caudle.
Hi, yes, I'm Dave Caudle. I'm a career coach. I work with individuals who are stuck at some point in their career, don't know what to do next, and I help them work out what are the skills they really want to use, what does work really need to do for them, and then have the skills to go out and make that happen. So that's sort of researching options, producing CVs, doing interviews, that sort of thing. And I also talk at careers events. So I was up in Manchester earlier this week talking at a nursing careers fair to some quite decent audiences on CVs and interview techniques. In terms of AI, I think that the thing that's increasingly becoming apparent is that as career coaches, we need to be up with AI, because helping our clients to use it is really important, because it's becoming a very useful tool for researching not just broader career options, which it is useful for, but for researching particular companies ahead of interviews. So it's becoming a very useful tool in the job market.
Thanks, Dave. Steffi.
Hello, I'm Steph Lewis. What do I do? I've been converting coffee into code since 1993. I'm the founder and creator of Your PCM, which is a CRM designed exclusively for UK small business owners. And I created Your AI off the back of my AI playground. And I'm currently working on my new top secret, super secret project, which is just going to revolutionize blogging. So you just type in a question or a statement or a URL of something you've read, hit go, and it just creates an entire blog post and publishes it for you, and builds all your social media as well, ready to go. So that's probably coming in August. A little quote I put together: my head is in the cloud, my heart belongs to the web, my soul is filled with such beautiful code. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steffi. There's I can't wait for that.
10 points to anyone who can figure out what my background is.
It's not going to be a program, obviously. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
Max Headroom. Anybody remember Max Headroom?
Yeah.
Max Headroom.
Oh, right.
I remember.
Oh, yeah. Background. Not your personal background.
No.
I thought Steffi meant personal background, actually.
Okay.
Yes, I do remember Max Headroom. It was one of the early Channel 4 programs, wasn't it? Back in the 80s.
It was actually a film that they turned into a sort of short series of things. It was just brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah. Okay, Jeff, tell us about you, mate.
Hello guys, my name's Jeff. I'm the business guru from downtown Manila in the Philippines. I've got a team of 36 here. As I said, we do digital marketing of all aspects. We make you famous. Guys, I agree with Andy. I think Google has missed the boat, or is like the Titanic, very slow to move. I think they're going to be left behind by, newer, faster, and better equipped people. We use AI every week, and I estimate a minimum 10 or 20 hours per client. So my VAs are using it for research, getting things done quicker, etc. So that's me in a nutshell, guys. The business guru from Manila.
Okay, thank you. Has your hat been blown off? Is it pretty? It's pretty windy there, I guess.
I've got a bad mic as well, Dave. I can hardly hear.
All right, okay. No, thanks. No, so has your hat been blown off?
No, just being hatless today.
Right, okay. It's the first time I've seen you without a hat.
No, I just want to show I wasn't bald. That's all.
I know, yeah. I was getting a little bit jealous there. Okay, Mika, are you there? Mika, Emmanuel? Oh, yeah, your hands up. Do you want to unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about you? You don't have to. It's purely optional.
You may have some computer issues.
Yeah. Okay.
Stand up. There he is.
Oh, hi. Great to be here. Sorry, I am a little bit held up where I am at. Basically, so an invite on LinkedIn and thought, wow, I have to be here. It's fantastic seeing how AI is growing really, really fast, and how some of the key players in the industry, when we talk about search industry, are about to be upset. For me, I feel as someone who has been working in the industry for quite a while now, my background is in design, branding, to be specific, that where AI is proving itself as technology is basically in the research aspect. It just fast tracks everything. When you start going into the details, when you start going into where human thought and experience takes a bearing in your work, is where you start encountering a lot of the problems that so many people are kind of, sorry to use the word, scared of using AI. So I feel this is a great topic as always, and happy to be here. And with being in the background, I may not speak a lot.
No, it's fine. It's nice to hear from you. How do you pronounce your name? Your first name, is it Mika? Micah?
It's Micah.
Micah. Okay, thank you very much. All right, cheers. David, welcome. This is your first time here. Do you want to, David Thompson, that is. We've got the third David. That's brilliant. Do you want to just quickly tell us about your business? And you may not know because you're quite new to AI, but have you any thoughts about how you would use AI in your business?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Micah, I'm talking to David.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Address to me.
I can have the TV on.
Sorry, we've moved on now. We've gone to David.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yeah. My business is I'm a will writer. I've met quite a few of you actually already, so I'm probably just repeating myself. But I've been writing wills for over 30 years as part of my business as a financial advisor, and so this is really. I stopped being a financial advisor about 12 months ago. And sold my business, but I've decided to carry on writing wills. So I've had sort of 12 months off really, so I'm really sort of picking things up again. And so will writing, yeah, well, I mean, it's what it says on the tin. So I mean, there isn't really, I'm a person who will take instructions and then provide you with wills. So that's all the business is. As far as AI is concerned, I don't really know. I haven't really thought. I mean, I'm interested really to find out how it could help my business. I don't really know an awful lot about AI. So I'm interested to see what it could produce. So, I mean, I think things like helping me to produce written material, that sort of thing, probably. That sounds terrible, really, because I used to use copywriters to do it, but now they say AI can do it. So that's the sort of thing I was thinking may be helpful. So that's about.
I find it's really useful for replying to emails, especially when I want to say is not very polite, and so you just in the original email tell it more or less what you want it to say, and then it comes up with a nice polite reply. When if you were left to, if you're in the wild, you might have said something different. So it's, I probably wouldn't have done, but it wouldn't. I'd have to reply with all the niceness I can muster when that's not always still comes across between the lines. So AI will smooth those things out for you.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll maybe you could get an AI's app which would you could grade it in terms of how nasty you want the email reply to be.
You can just tell them these things and this there. Okay.
Okay.
Good. we do have recording of the first one in January. That's we actually went through the basics of setting up your account with ChatGPT, for instance, and then just sort of going through and there. So if you go onto YouTube and key in AI, the cool stuff, I don't know if we come up or not, or if there's other things there. I've never tried, but I might try that out just to see if it works. So it's so good. Okay. I was gonna get my screen sorted out. I was just going to show you. I mean, I don't know if anyone's heard of Poe. I suspect a lot of people have, but I used it quite a few months ago, and it's not as good. It's got more stuff on it now, which I think makes it a great a great option. It's run by the same people, by the same person, Adam D'Angelo, who's the founder of Quora, which is an immense website. So and he's successfully built other internet companies as well. But they created Poe, it's probably about a year ago now, but it sort of leverages, they haven't got their own AI technology, but it leverages others. But I'll show you the interface. Just see if I can. Can you see that okay? So this is the Poe interface. It's got, the thing I like about it, it's got lots of bots which are, you know, sort of GPTs, and some of them, I don't know if they are the same as the GPTs on ChatGPT, but they've got a free version which is gives you 2,000 credits a day. To do a chat, I think it's 20 credits. So I think it's got its own assistant. I'm not sure what it uses, but let's I'll try one I did early. How old is the oldest Viking ship to be excavated? I did this earlier and they all came up with the same answer, which was encouraging. Okay, so this is the Poe assistant. It says its cutoff is September 2021. The oldest Viking ship basically is the Osberg ship, which I think that's right. So that's hasn't come up with any date back to the 9th century. It's fairly general, so it's good, but it could be better than that. And that's Poe's assistant. Now there are lots of we got back here. The actual version where it says subscriber access, you have to pay the 20 quid a month. You get 1 million credits a month for 20 quid, which is probably enough for most people. But it's got Claude 3, Sonnet, and Haiku. The Opus, which is the latest version, you need to pay for. ChatGPT 4 you have to pay for, otherwise you get ChatGPT 3.5. It's got Playground, which is great, which is a great image generator. It's got a really good reputation, but it's got lots of others. It's got lots of other image generation tools as well. It's got an older version of Gemini Pro. It's got Stable Diffusion, which is another great image generator from Stability, and that's really good. You can get DALL-E, but you've got to be a subscriber. But you'd have to be a subscriber to ChatGPT to get it through there. Llama Grog, I believe it's who owns Facebook? Anyway, it's
Meta.
Yeah. It's one of those, but it's supposed to be running on a really super computer with super duper chips and things, and it's supposed to be super fast. But every time I've tried it, it's been super slow. So I don't know if it's just a lot of people using it, or it's still winding itself up. So these llamas are the same. They're Mistral is another one. Again, the Mistral Large, which is their latest, largest model. You got to be a subscriber, and you get the Mistral Medium for free, which you can get for free anywhere. But it just brings it all together in one place. So there you go, ChatGPT 3, and it's got lots of different versions. This is the Gemini 1.5 Pro. That's the large language model that you get with Gemini.
What does official mean?
That's a how I see it. It's from one of the larger. It seems to be one of the larger companies, and to be they've got an API or whatever it is connected to that database.
Sorry, all these things have got official, or most of them got official underneath.
Yeah. This means the data is actually, how I see it, this data is actually coming from that company.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's like it's the we've got Llama. This is the Meta. That was what I was trying to think of. So there's lots of different versions of llamas to help you with different functions, and again, there's some other Claude models here. I haven't looked into all these different Claude models, but there's but obviously the Claude 200K is the latest. The one before that was 100K, which I think is the size of data you can upload to it. So if we go back to my oldest Viking ship, I've also got a web search, which I think is which has been on the things I've used it for. It's really this has come up with a different answer now. So having said that, so this is giving me a different answer to the other one. So it's come up with there. So I don't know if this data is later than because this is a real-time search. So yeah, that's interesting, because I did this earlier and it came up with the same answer. It came up with the Osberg ship. So sometimes you have to look into that and maybe feed that into Perplexity and see what that says instead, which it should come up with the same information if they're doing web searches. And then but you can key in if you key in an @ symbol in the bar there. I'll show you this whatever in a minute, but there's you can have lots and lots of different. There's a photo creator as well, so which I've used, which is okay, and there is quite a few there. So normally you can compare. So if we go to let's think. So you've got Gemini Pro, Gemini 1.5 Pro, which is, I guess, these are beta. It looks like you can get that one for free. Let's see if I can copy that and see what this comes up with. Oh, it's put on both. Seems there isn't a difference. Both ships hail from the same era. Okay, that's fair enough. I think that's not a bad answer.
So Poe is like a directory of search engines. I don't think it's got Pi in Poe. Interesting.
Pi uses uses ChatGPT's sort of database.
Oh.
to oh no they don't. No, they've trained their own, haven't they? It was no, you're right. Hasn't got that one. I don't know if it has or not. I'll have a look in a second. And that's Mistral is saying it's that Gokstat ship again. So okay, if we there's another one. There are so many plugins, if you like. There are so many bots. This is one I used earlier.
Did that say? It's sorry. Can you scroll up to the top? What does he say? He says after abandoned by a creator, this AI
It doesn't really care about the user anymore. There's you know, because it's and it's kind of it says that the intestine. I said how I was trying it out the other day, and I said how long are the intestines of a blue whale? Right, so
David, how does it differ to other things? Because I'm not getting this feeling that it's giving anything that you can't get from other things. Is there something about it you like in particular that is good?
It's the fact that it brings these things together, so you can get the paid version. If you subscribe to Poe and pay the $20, you get access to Claude, ChatGPT, and Mistral, and all the other ones that would cost you individually.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
As well as the image generation.
Right. Okay.
So there's so I think the Stable Diffusion's got quite a good reputation, and so has Playground.
How do they do that, Dave? So say you pay 20 a month for ChatGPT like I do.
Yeah.
And they're charging you 20 a month. How does that work out? Because surely somewhere it doesn't all stack up in terms of money that you're paying, because they have to pay for things, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know. There are limits to what.
Yeah.
Their limits are quite high, but there's but the I don't know how it works with that. They've obviously got their own financial arrangement.
Yeah.
And that must work for them. Don't know if Steffi knows a little bit more about that side of things, but there's it's normally I guess they must be paying for inquiries from these databases in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe you get better access, but you don't get access to the full thing. So maybe we'll sort of say, yes, you can do this, but if you want the super duper thing, you must subscribe to the Subscribe Direct or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to say that. It seems to think that it will give you. So this is Stable Diffusion, which is an image. I mean, it's pretty quick.
David, does Poe charge you? I can't remember.
This is the free version, and you get 2,000 credits. This one's 80 per message, so it depends on different services give you different amount of credits that it is costing you. So you get 2,000 credits a day.
And it does cost money. I mean, I only use OpenAI, and that costs tokens every single time I use it by AI. So whether you're doing text or whether you're doing images or voice, it will charge you. At some point, these guys have dumped a lot of money in there, and they're hoping that it's so good that you'll start paying them tokens or paying them money.
Exactly. Yeah. So like with Stable Diffusion, this is 80 per message. You've got 2,000 a day, so you could create quite a few images, but before you run out of tokens. But if you were using this all the time, you would definitely run out. And then the thing is, you can compare your answers with, but obviously you're using more another set of tokens again, So you can go then use the same thing for Playground, and it would give you a different image. But sometimes you can just regenerate the first image. So and then there was another. Where's text to photo? I wasn't too impressed with that one, but there are lots of image. There were lots of image generation ones. These are all the bots. They call them bots rather than GPTs or whatever. Translation, creative writing, you know. So it's got. I haven't been through them all, you know, because I only really I was aware of its existence, but I hadn't really used it. But I was quite impressed. Filmmaker Pro, Ghostwriter Elite. Right, okay. So whether it will write a whole book for you or not, I don't know. So but you can usually get a synopsis of a book from your from AI, and then you can get it to write the book afterwards. I can write long books for you. They're not. I have read some of them, and I don't think they're as good as a human yet, but they're certainly getting there. But there's Stable Diffusion Playground, DALL-E if you're a subscriber. The other one was Stable Diffusion 3, which is the latest version. So that's, you know, obviously you're not getting the best version of it. You're not getting the late unless you subscribe. So Logo Creator, I tried that. I wasn't. I didn't get a bundle on that. The result, whether you keep recreating it again, I don't know. We've got the cartoon styles. I haven't tried that one. I will design a logo for you. So what would you like me to design? A logo for a speed networking event. Cool. Now it'll probably give me a pepper pot. It'll give me a pepper pot and so we've got the usual problems here.
Is that Russian, that one?
Yeah, Peppercom with 3 P's in the middle.
And what does it say at the bottom?
Pepperoni.
No, below that. There's a little bit of text below that.
Yeah, well, it's probably Korean or Chinese or something. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with those ones. So
On that topic, though, with the image generators getting words wrong, is there sort of a front runner that gets it right more of the time, or is it just a case of waiting until these things get cleverer?
Well, I've never had one that's been perfect.
No.
I think yeah.
On the surface, it's simple, isn't it? When you think about it.
What you can do is download the image. If you really like the image and just you know, it's put 3 P's in the middle of peppercorn or something, you can upload it into Canva, and then you there's an option when you click on the photograph to find the text, and it will find the text and convert it into the nearest text font, and then you can just go in and you can then update that particular
it's a good idea.
So it's sometimes it changes the look a little bit, so you have to play around with it a bit more. But if you really do like the actual image, then it is worth spending a little bit of time sorting it out. So I think these the same as the others, but it's got the other things that I thought were great in ChatGPT, which is being able to upload. You can upload a spreadsheet, or you can upload. You can give it a YouTube link. I know you can do that with Gemini as well. You give it a YouTube link, and then you can ask it about that video. You know, give you a summary and other things. So it is got So, you know, I haven't explored a lot of these, but there's a lot of stuff there, and for the free, you know, a lot of it is accessible with the free version. So I think it gives people a good opportunity to, you know, this YouTube summarizer is the same as ChatGPT. So, and I've noticed some of these things have got the same image and the same words. So I think maybe it is using GPTs and just calling them bots. I'm not sure. So, however it's working, there's a lot of stuff, you know. There's and it's so I think it's worth investigating. And the fact it's got all these things, you can get, because you can get a different version from a different AI within the same, without moving from here. I think that's a bit of a plus. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's certainly worth playing with, isn't it?
Yeah, because I was thinking, because at the moment I'm like you, I pay ChatGPT, and the others I use free versions of, and then sometimes I was almost gonna, I was buying Perplexity, and I had Gemini free for 60 days, but like the consensus, I didn't think Gemini was as good as so.
Yeah, I think it's my brother asked me why eating asparagus made urine, I don't know, I can't remember what color, let's say green. And I asked Gemini, and it said it doesn't. And I asked Pi, and it gave me a very you know, the chemical balances that create a certain color.
Yeah, because they said that Pi had performed better than Gemini, even though its database is much smaller. So it's I don't know how that works, but it seems quite a fascinating.
To me, Gemini feels like they're holding back the goodies, the good stuff, giving us the crap for now, and then when they're ready, they roll it out in the engine.
Yeah, because they are rolling out a different well, the Google, you know, they're already rolling it out, but not here. Is the Google search, but it's something I'm not entirely sold on. I think when that comes, if people get fed up with that version, people might be using, might well use Perplexity or other tools, or even Poe, to do their searches. It's ingrained in us, isn't it, to go to Google. I'm going to Google that. So it's I think it's there's lots of stuff. I've seen more and more image generators. There are loads and loads of websites, and but they don't seem, no one's made that breakthrough yet, you know. I'll say we're just waiting for OpenAI to come up with their
reference imaging.
Quite, yeah. There's some of them purport to do that, but I've never seen one work properly. So I don't know.
You need to be able to put an object into an image, and that's it's like upload a passport picture. This is what I look like. Make me a Jedi on Coruscant with long hair. That's what it needs to do. Well, I think Sora is going to change everything, because Sora uses DALL-E to create the frames. So you've got to have, you know, consistency across frames, and therefore it'll have consistency across clips. The only way to do that is to be able to tell it, you know, what's in it or what was in the last video, and do something similar.
Yeah. So there's a have you had Future Tools? It's FutureTools.io, I think is something. It's a real time waster, because you can get lost in it, but you can there's a thing called FutureTools.io, and it's got about 1,400 different links to different AI websites that could help you with your productivity. Whether brochure creation. Don't know if this is going to work or not. This is
Try brochure on its own. Actually, I've used Future Tools. Didn't think about using it for this.
yeah.
If you just hit enter, it will then do it. I think.
Showing 0. Oh, 2,775 total tools.
Well, try hitting enter on there. If that does it do it automatically as you type in?
Yeah, it does it automatically. It's come up with 0. So
it's interesting, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So it's you'd think it'd be a thing that you'd want to. Presumably, you got into ChatGPT. You must have asked, see if there's a plugin for it. But that's interesting, isn't it?
What did you use it for, Andy?
What, for Future Tools?
Yeah.
Just to be a nosy bastard and look at everything that's
Yeah,
out there.
exactly. You just have a nose around to see what's out there, because there is some cool stuff. And then, like I'm trying to create what I want to do. Is like Steffi's got you can write your blog, create your audio file, or I could even create the blog somewhere else if I wanted to, paste that in, and then create the audio file on Steffi's platform. So that gives me the blog, the audio file. I'd love to be able to then create a video from that blog. It sounds really difficult, but it would have to have different scenes and things, only 45 seconds, say, or something like that you could then post on, use for social media or for YouTube or whatever, because that would be really marketable, because video is obviously becoming more and more important. Well, it's already important, but it's kind of the way that people are going to promote their businesses is going to be through video, eventually not through blogs, I would think, because
this is how building your blog is to be ready for Sora when it comes out in the year. And instead of having an image in the blog post, you'll actually have a video from Sora, just a short looping video, and then the frame is used in social media. But if I can get it to that point, I can also get it to create shorts and reels for you, Facebook and stuff. And that's my end goal with your blog, to be able to do that.
That would be fantastic, because be a market leader. I mean, there's to go through the blog, say you got different paragraphs, there's in sections, and then create a few seconds, 10 seconds or less even for each scene, while you've got the audio playing in the background. You'd have to match the paragraph length with the audio. I don't know how that sounds tough, but I mean, I don't know if it's possible to do that.
Find out in a few months.
yeah. Because that's going to be, you're going to get the best of all worlds. Then you can just publish it on social media, publish it on YouTube, put your blog on your website, and that's as good as you can. That's as good as you can be able to do, I think.
Do you think, I was just thinking back in the day, I don't know if anyone would remember a program called Ventura Publisher. And, it's the first, pretty much the first, what do they call it, a program that you could do fancy posters and things, and or artwork for whatever. And I mean, it had for one image, it took 5 files, I remember. Anyway, but everyone was using it. So, and the creation, you could tell. So there was like 50 different fonts on one sheet. There'd be different colors. There'd be different images and so forth. So I'm just thinking, with all this, with Reels and the Sora and so forth coming in, do you think that the the requirement to be slightly creative is just behind us now? I mean, so even people with absolutely no gifts in that could create something.
Are people going to be losing their skills? Are people going to be losing their ability to write? I mean, it's a worry, because people's attention span is becoming less and less. With real, I produce reels, but I don't agree with them because I think they're reducing our attention span and our ability to concentrate on stuff. You know, I mean, people are not watching hour-long, well, they are if you're really interested in the subject, but people are not spending so much time watching something anymore. So,
and also don't forget the story about the some American official proposing they closed down the patent office in 1900 because everything that possibly could be invented had been invented.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I think it's probably you know, a positive thing. I wasn't thinking, oh, you know, we're all gonna sort of be dribbling in a corner soon while AI does it. But I just wonder whether it's going to be a difference of people like Ventura Publisher thinking they can produce magnificent pieces of art when in fact they're when it still requires some skill apparently.
yeah. But like,
Not on an AI side, but that's what they're not. You get these adverts for saying, you know, you could draw as well as this, you know, and you know, on your using your iPad or something like that. And I think, no, if you can draw well, you can draw well on an iPad. If you can't draw well, you can't draw well on anything, whether it's an iPad or not. So that's how I'd see it.
Unless it intervenes and improves your work, you think I'm a genius. And it's not. I've been watching like there's After School with SKOOL. There's a channel on YouTube with that, and they got like cartoons. A lot of their videos are like cartoons, and they're sort of instant. There's a guy with a hand that instantly drawing these sort of funny stuff, almost instant, sort of while they're speaking, you know. And it's I think that's quite clever. I don't know. I have seen it, and I can't remember what it was. There is a program or an AI out there that actually does that for you. But it's I've didn't write it down, so I'm sure I could find it again. But I thought they were pretty neat because they held your attention while they were doing like not a great long video, but like 15, 20 minutes, you know. There's a great Unschool video that says why do smart people believe stupid things, and it's quite fascinating. And you know, the cleverer you are, the more subject you are to bias, and that's not a good thing, because you got two super brains who are completely the opposite ends of the political spectrum, you know. So it can't be intelligence; it must be bias that's at work. And the trouble is, these people, the way you combat it is through humility and inquisition, you know, and being curious. You know, I wonder why that person thinks that way. I wonder what's going on. And then humility as well, knowing you don't know all the answers yourself and being able to change your mind. Well, these people like these and film stars, they know they're the greatest thing on God's earth, so that they're not humble at all. And in fact, if you say you're humble, that's a qualification for not being humble, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can say you're going to try to be humble.
I'm very proud of my humility, so I won't take that.
I really hate drama, and they're the ones who are the actual massive drama queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was great. What's else on this week? This week I've artistic. I won't do the demo, but there's if you use Canva, and go into apps, you can do an artistic QR code, and I thought that was quite pretty. You can specify colors and images, and your QR code. Sometimes it's hard to know it's actually a QR code, but it's actually in there. But that's not good, because it needs to look like a QR code. Otherwise, people are not going to scan it. So it's so I think that's good. Anyone else got any thing or something you want to do next week? Or
if you want, I can give you a very, very swift demo of an early stage your blog.
Oh yes, that'd be brilliant.
Okay, you're gonna have to let me just remove my background. You're going to have to pin me or something like that.
Yeah.
Make me big. So your blog looks very similar to your AI, and we have a big list of blog posts and stuff. Now we just click add new, and it comes up and, or we should say, come on, what should we blog about today? Or hi Steffi, whatever. So somebody give me a question. Anything, any subject, anything. A statement, a question.
Okay. Why is Linux better than Microsoft? Sorry, I'm not being partisan here. I'm just, you know, just on top of my head.
There you go. So why is Linux better than Microsoft Windows? Create, it'll cost you a couple of tokens. And we leave it for 30 seconds. So this is where in a demo I normally play my whole music. So I've done
Do a little dance.
You could sing, Steffi.
Yeah, do a little dance, you know.
Oh, getting in the groove.
There we go. So it's actually created a blog post called, and don't worry about the formatting because I'm still fiddling around with all that. I'll just set that to left aligned. Why Linux reigns supreme, exploring the advantages of Linux. Well, you know, I've still got a lot of work to do on that. There's the summary. There's all the words that it's created for you. So it's actually quite a bit of information. Obviously, it's American. So we hit the Fettle button and it just converts it into British English for you. And then we'll go off and get an image. And it says currently no image. So I'll create an image. Hopefully it'll understand what Linux is and what Windows is. And hopefully it'll come back with an image. If not, we'll have to override it with something it'll understand. Let's wait again 30 seconds while OpenAI does its thing. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Give me an image. Give me the most awesome image in the whole world ever. Come on. There you go. And so it's given us an image that's comparing Linux against Windows. We can get the audio version. I'm not going to do this because it'll take a little while. Well, will I do it yet? The sun rises in the... Yeah, I think I will. So I'm going to choose Shimmer and I'm going to create it. So it'll actually read the entire blog post and create an audio version from it. So just give it another 30 seconds and it will do that for you. So I'll do my little dance again while we're waiting, play the whole music. No,
Is that all part of the service when you roll it out? You're going to do that in the corner?
Dance, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be building a load of help videos around this, so I'll actually be featured. I'll get them redone properly at some point, but early stage, every page is going to have like a help video on it. So again, we're waiting. Is it going to come back? Yes, it's done it, which is really good. Now we can go off and find some further reading links. So that's what this is all about. And we'll just, I haven't put a key phrase in, so I need to do that first. So my key phrase is Linux. Let's say better than Windows. I'm just going to update that. And I'll go to the links and it will now let me go off and find some further reading links. So I'll go and do that. There you go. It's found a bunch of further reading links. At this point, you check them. You maybe shorten the titles a little bit. We can create social media for it as well, but now I'm just going to hit go. And there's my blog post. And there's the image, there's the audio version, there's all the text, which we can format however we want. We can put highlights in, we can drop YouTube videos in there. It's got a signature, it's got my About Me, which is like prioritized. There's all the further reading links, which is why I said shorten the titles a little bit. And then there's more of my blog posts to enjoy. A couple of things to add in. There'll be a footer on every page. There'll be a header on every page, and it will be fully mobile responsive as well.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love the title it's come up with as well. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this really early stage, I'm nowhere near finished. I reckon by August I'll be able to select some select people and you can have a play around with it.
Yeah, I'd love to. Wow, fantastic.
So that's it. It's all about just publishing it and then getting it out on social media. I'm thinking of building a mailer system into it as well, so you can just create a mailer and send it to your list as well at the same time. So it'll do the whole thing. It's like trifecta: blog posts, social media, and email as well.
Thanks, Debbie.
Very well.
And the actual further reading, I mean, if you don't know, the further reading list is important because Google likes outbound links on your on your pages. So very good, excellent. Right, we're out of time. So thanks for coming along, guys. I'll put this on YouTube and on the website. Not this afternoon because I've got to go out, but thanks for coming along.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, David. Nice to
Brilliant.
see you
Very
all.
useful.
Have a great
Thank you.
weekend,
Bye.
everyone.
All the best.